Welcome to The Performance Code, the official podcast of PCodeNation.com and the Performance Code community. Tune in each week as top performers and fitness experts share their tactics and strategies to get you on the fast track to achieving maximum results. And now, your host, Justin Scollard.
What's up, guys? This is Justin Scollard. You're listening to episode number 23 of the Performance Code podcast. As always, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in each and every week. Today, I want to talk about morning routines. And now at this point in time, I feel like we're all familiar with that term. Maybe we follow somebody who preaches the importance of a morning ritual or a morning routine. You know, I feel like it's just one of those layers of self-mastery that we can't shy away from. It might be one of those things that you need to wake up a little earlier. You need to start drinking water sooner. You need to get your first meal in sooner. Whatever this morning routine is for you and means to you, we might push it off until it gets to that point where we just have to go for it. And I'm here to tell you guys that when you finally land on a morning routine that is not only healthy, but it gets you productive right away. In other words, let's just play out a couple scenarios here, and we'll see sort of the domino effect that each one of them has throughout your day, for better or for worse. So let's go with scenario A. Scenario A, the alarm goes off. Let's just say you have to be to work at 9 a.m., right? It's a pretty typical time to be to work, right? So what would be a normal time that you'd wake up if you have to go to work at 9 a.m.? Unfortunately, a lot of us out there will sleep until 8:10 even, right? Just pushing the envelope. And I really got to say that is probably the worst mistake you could make. So let's just say you got to be to work at 9 a.m. The alarm goes off at 8. Maybe you hit snooze one time. So now, let's just say it takes you 15 minutes to drive to work. So now you've only given yourself a 35-minute window in the morning to get everything ready to go, right? So you can see how if we're trying to practice self-mastery and be our best, we have 35 minutes to set the tone for the entire day. So we wake up at 8:10, you finally roll out of bed at 8:12, you go in the bathroom, you take a shower to 8:20, brush your teeth. Now you've literally 20 minutes to eat, pack your lunch. If you have a dog, you got to take your dog out for bathroom break. I mean, you can just see how you are scrambling. Now you're creating stress hormones, you're getting yourself all worked up, and chances are you're going to roll into work late. And not only that, you probably didn't bring any food with you. So now you maybe you have some food at work, hopefully, best case scenario. Otherwise, you're sitting there hungry until lunch, or worst case scenario, there is food at work, but it's like donuts and bagels and cream cheese. And you kind of know in the back of your head, I'll just get a bagel and cream cheese at work. No big deal. To whereas, let's just say, you were able to wake up a little bit earlier, right? So maybe you have to be to work at 9 a.m., but what if you woke up at 7? What if you woke up just an hour earlier? Now you gave yourself 2 hours in the morning to get ready. Now 7 a.m. is not that early, guys. I mean, I wake up at 5 o'clock every day. And a lot of the guys that I follow, a lot of the leaders in fitness and in lifestyle design that I'm following currently, they're waking up at 4 a.m., which to me just is like, I can't. Yeah, I just can't do it. 5 is tough, but 5 is doable. To be honest, left my own devices, I'm probably like a 6 a.m. guy. Like if I didn't have to be anywhere and I just could wake up and just get to my own work, it's probably going to be 6 a.m. If I have to be somewhere and I need some time in the morning, or if I have a really early morning appointment, for example, clients usually around 6 a.m., then, 5 a.m., I'll do it, whatever. I've been doing it for years. But let's go back to our scenarios now. So scenario B, we wake up at 7 instead of 8. So now we have an entire extra hour in the morning. We can actually develop some life-affirming, some self-nurturing rituals. They're only going to make us better. For example, we're going to have time now. Let's just say we get up, we shower, we do all of our normal morning routine that everybody has to do. Maybe even make some breakfast, make some coffee. Maybe you let the dog out. Everything's done. Like you've checked all the boxes. Maybe you even have a little time now to throw a sandwich together or get your protein shakes ready and your protein bars in your bag. And so everything is done. And now you have an hour, right? So you have 45 minutes to an hour now to just pull out your daily planner or do a meditation or, get a jump on work, or God forbid, show up to work early and just set yourself up for success, right? So now, instead of burning the candle on both ends, going to work hungry, more likely to make bad decisions, eating a bad lunch because you're starving. These are all consequences of sleeping in too late and not giving yourself a little time to create a ritual. Or you get up a little bit earlier, you make yourself a good breakfast, you plan your day out, you can look at your schedule and say, all right, well, great. So I have time now to work out maybe during my lunch hour or after work, where before you would just fly out of the house and not really have a chance to look at your schedule and find out when the opportune time for you to work out is. Not to mention, if you do wake up an hour earlier, let's just say, and you get all your shit together, now you can get your first meal in sooner. You can bring your snacks for the morning and the afternoon. You can plan a healthier lunch. So now if you do have a workout at the end of your day, you're going to feel so much better going into that workout as opposed to flying out of the door, running late to work, just drinking coffee, not even drinking water, eating a bagel at work, being so hungry during lunch that you overeat and get indigestion, and then not eating anything for the rest of the day, then trying to go into a 7 o'clock workout, let's just say, and feeling like shit and wondering why that is, right? And then being like, well, I'm just going to quit because I don't really feel good when I work out. You can see how all that can be mitigated in your entire approach to it can change by simply just waking up a little bit earlier, giving yourself some time. Now, if you want to take it a step further, now let's just say, scenario C, we'll call it, you got to be to work at 9 a.m., you wake up at 6. You wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, which isn't that early. We can all do this, right? That just means you got to get to bed by 10 p.m., right? And I think that's really where it starts, is making sure that you're going to bed on time. It's amazing how many clients and members of the gym I talk to who wake up pretty early for work. Maybe they have to be to work at 7 or 8 and they're waking up at 5 or 6, but then upon a little investigation of their routines, you find out that they're staying up super late, watching TV, eating food too late at night, just on their phone, social media, watching videos, like whatever the case may be. It really is so important to your circadian rhythm and to your sleep cycles that you start to wind it down. Like 8 p.m., that phone should be nowhere near your face. You should be really turning electronics off. I mean, letting yourself naturally calm down, letting your adrenal glands relax, letting your stress hormones decrease, and sort of coaxing yourself into sleep mode. Sleep is one of those things where it's so important and it can be so elusive. And at the end of the day, I mean, it really has to do with how you're easing yourself into sleep. The less light you have, the less alcohol you drink, the less food you eat as your day is winding down, the more solid and deep you're going to sleep, and the more likely you are to be able to wake up that hour earlier or 2 hours earlier for that matter, and really get a jump start on your day and really tackle your day with that magic morning ritual and routine. Now, for example, my morning routine, typically I don't sleep past 6. Maybe if it's a weekend and I had a party or something that I had to go to, I might push it to 7, but that's really about it. What I like to do is, first thing, I like to get up and after the bathroom routines, I go and I make a protein shake. And it's the same protein shake that I've been making for probably 10 years. I literally put about 30 grams of protein, whey protein isolate, no flavor, no artificial coloring, no preservatives. I mean, it's just whey protein isolate. That's it. I do a serving of super greens. And right now, the super green that I've been using a lot that I enjoy is called Green Vibrance. Sorry, had a little brain fart there. It's called Green Vibrance. And so Dr. Schultz is a good one too, but Green Vibrance is just what I've been on lately. It has a lot of probiotics, which I think are great. I put a serving of that in there. And then I take some fish oil, some vitamin C, oregano oil capsules. It all comes in one. It's not like I have a bunch of different things for it. It's all just one capsule. And that's it. And that's what I've been doing for about 10 years now. And so basically within 20 minutes of waking up, I've got 30 grams of protein. I've got 100% of every vitamin and mineral you can think of through this green powder drink that I drink. And on top of that, it's in 16 ounces of water. So I'm staying hydrated and I'm not letting myself just continue this dehydration from sleeping, right? So that's my routine. And then after that, I usually let the dogs out. I feed the dogs first, then I let them out, and then make the coffee, get dressed, get my bag packed with snacks, water, food, and then I usually at that point have about 15 minutes left in my morning. And so after all that's taken care of, my bag's packed and I'm super set up for the day, I sit down and look at my schedule. And for about 15 minutes every morning, even if I know my appointments, I think this is an important trait. Even if I know exactly what my appointments are for the day, like I know I got a 7, I know I got an 8, I know I got a 9, 10, whatever, I'm going to write them out anyways. And then I'm going to write a to-do list, or I'm going to look at my to-do list that I wrote yesterday for today. And I'm going to try to find times in my schedule to plug in at least 3 to 5 things on my to-do list every morning. I don't put anything more than 3 to 5 things on my to-do list. And the reality is I just don't get it done if I do. But 3 to 5 seems reasonable. It's a manageable amount of tasks to get done, and it keeps me progressing forward in life and in business. So that's sort of my routine. I've honed that down over the years, but that's been keeping me, I feel, productive and healthy. And so I want you guys now to think about your morning routines. Think about your mornings. First of all, do you even have a routine? Or is it just sort of like flying by the seat of your pants? That alarm goes off and it's just like stress hormones immediately kick in. You're just like, dogs are barking, they need to go out. Oh, you hit the snooze one too many times. Now you're going to be late to work again. Oh man, maybe I'll just stop at a Starbucks on the way to work and get a drink and some food. I mean, these are not necessarily self-nurturing behaviors, guys. So examine your routine. Let's look at where we can tighten it up a little bit. Maybe waking up an hour earlier is unrealistic. That's fine. What about 30 minutes? What about 15 minutes? I mean, what would your morning look like if you were allowed yourself 15 extra minutes in the morning to maybe sit down and have that cup of coffee at home instead of on the road? Sit there with that cup of coffee and look at your to-do list. Find that moment. Let's just say working out is on your to-do list for that day. Okay. Well, what's your schedule look like, right? Oh, looks like at 6 p.m. I can work out today. Great. So what am I going to do to set myself up for success so that way my 6 p.m. workout is just awesome? I feel great. Well, I know I got to be hydrated, so I'm going to bring my bottle of water with me. Let me go fill that up right now. I know that I need to bring some snacks so I'm not starving, because if I eat lunch at 1 and I'm not working out till 6, that's 5 hours. So that's too late to go without any food in my system before a workout. So I'm going to bring about a 4 p.m. snack, maybe some mixed nuts and a protein bar. I had an episode a couple back on my top protein bar picks. Go ahead and check that out, guys, if you want some recommendations on protein bars and protein shakes. So now all of a sudden, because I gave myself that little moment, that moment in the morning to just sit there and be conscious about my day and reflect and forecast how I can be as efficient as possible. And we're not talking crazy militant drills here. We're talking 10, 15 minutes to just sit there and map your day out and just set yourself up for success so you can have a killer day, get the most out of your workouts, be super productive at work, and just be your best. Because I think at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. So there you go, guys. That is your recipe for a morning ritual. I want you to think about it. I want you to examine your life, examine your morning, examine your evening, see where you can tighten up the belt a little bit, right? Maybe you're staying up to midnight. Maybe going to bed at 11 is going to help you get out of bed at 6 or 7 instead of sleeping until 8. These little things, these little adjustments, it might seem small, it might seem inconsequential, but I'm telling you, it goes so far in becoming the person you want to be, right? Here we are, and there's where we want to be, right? We all have this vision of our higher self, and that never changes, because even if you reach that point, it's just going to get you to the next level to where you're going to think bigger now. So here you are. There's where you want to be. Now, how are we going to get there? And the one way that we're not going to get there is by doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. So where's the change come into play? It's the moments. It's in the moments of, when do I go to bed? When do I wake up? When do I eat? What do I bring with me to work? Those little minute changes go a long way into bridging that gap from where we are to where we want to be. All right, guys. So there you go. That's it for today. I want to remind you guys that I'm offering up a free month of my Performance Code Academy. So if that sounds like something you might be interested in, just go ahead and head over to pcodenation.com, and you'll just see it. It's right on the homepage there. You can just click the link, and it'll redirect you to the awesome software that we've built the 12-week performance code on, and you get a whole month for free, the whole first month. And the whole first month is cool because it actually walks you through, it sort of helps get you prepared for month 2 and 3, which are super intense. But month 1 is like, let's just talk about movement. Let's just break down the key points of performance for the squat, the deadlift, the overhead press, just the sort of basic foundational movements that we do, and make sure that you're setting yourself up for success and doing everything correctly. So the first month is super important. I felt like I wanted to give it away, just if nothing else, to just help you guys understand how to move a little bit better. All right. So anyways, guys, pcodenation.com. You got 1 month on me. If you want to continue after that, of course, you're welcome to. Otherwise, I will see you next week.
Thanks so much for listening to The Performance Code, the official podcast of pcodenation.com, with your host, Justin Schollard, online at pcodenation.com. We'll catch you next time.